Opening today are two steel monsters, giant machines among the biggest on the planet. A big Bud N14435 is being swallowed halfway into the mud and stands stuck in the middle of the field. The weather is cinematic and the engine roars like thunder. Now it just needs the right pull to launch out of the swamp. The cable starts to tighten like a guitar string and the engine roars as if announcing a battle is about to begin. The versatile 2425, a 425 horsepower beast powered by a 14-liter Cummins engine, seemed unbeatable, but who would have thought otherwise? It squirms like a giant metal worm. Despite having an FPT Cursor 13 engine with 450 horsepower and wide rubber tracks designed for swampy terrain, this beast is still struggling to get out. The wheels spin endlessly, and this New Holland has become a victim of the muddy terrain. Escaping this slippery swamp that feels like oil has been poured on it is incredibly difficult. More help is needed, but perhaps it still will not be enough. And in the end, they had to call in a true monster, the Case IH315. Even with its tremendous power, it had to strain with all its might to pull the New Holland out of the swamp, like dragging prey from the mouth of a wild animal. The engine roars loudly, but even with two tractors working together, the melon truck still lies there unmoving. Now everything moves more smoothly. The New Holland pulls the heavy truck effortlessly as if it were leading a toy. That is truly astonishing power. I have to say it. The steel monster Case IH535 has been swallowed by the deadly swamp. It took 3 other machines joining forces, tugging like beasts fighting over prey, to pull it out of this cruel trap of nature. Even with 4 rubber tracks, built for swamp terrain, this steel monster still struggles and writhes to move inch by inch, as if trying to escape the claws of a beast hidden beneath the mud. Truly spectacular. The green giant has pulled its friend free from the cunning muddy trap. Two massive New Hollands are giving their all to pull the road recycler out of the slippery and challenging terrain. Engines roar and the cable is stretched to its limit, but the stubborn machine remains firmly rooted, refusing to move. With a cool head and golden hands, the driver turned the truck bed into a secret weapon, slowly pushing the machine out of the swamp's grip. A train is formed by 3 tractors. The engines growl as the 3 machines strain to pull a fully loaded cabbage cart out of the muddy field. They tried many different ways, but the cabbage cart stood still like a statue. Finally, through effort and teamwork, all 3 managed to drag it out of the sticky mud. This was a perfect tactic when no backup was available. With just a log of the right length, the tractor defeated the stubborn swamp like a smart counterattack in the middle of a battlefield. A small tractor might not be enough to make the swamp give in. The New Holland TD100 with an FPT 4-cylinder turbo engine and 110 horsepower is like a strongman, yet it still struggles to conquer this stubborn swamp. Wow, this tractor just pulled off a spectacular wheelie. That is the New Holland TD100. The power of this John Deere cannot be underestimated. The wheels spin wildly in the mud, and the support machine strains so hard it starts to smoke. Yet the tractor remains still, as if the mud is holding it tight. With the help of another tractor, along with the power and the right direction of the John Deere, it crossed the swamp like no barrier. This tractor has successfully completed its rescue mission. The tractor is stuck in mud as thick as wet cement, but with help from the giant Krone Big, even while towing a heavy load, the rescue seems as easy as lifting a candy off a plate. Another steel warrior falls into Mother Nature's slimy trap, the AGCO Alice 6.175A. Equipped with a Deutz BFSL9 Ward 3C turbo intercooler 6-cylinder engine producing 178 horsepower, 133 kW, is a true monster in the field. But behind it is a tank as heavy as an anchor, turning each wheel rotation into a hopeless struggle against thick, sticky mud. It hasn't fallen yet, but this battle won't be easy. But after just 15 minutes of struggle, sheer willpower and skill helped the tractor break free from the mud and rise strong. A true proof that real effort will always find a way. Do you believe in the power of will? Leave a comment below and let us know. The wheels spun helplessly as the mud clung on like a giant python, gradually draining the machine's power. Even with a teammate coming in to help, the John Deere remained nearly powerless in this vicious swamp, a place where even raw strength must bow without strategy and luck. The lead support vehicle pulled so hard it scraped the ground, but then it too was swallowed by the swamp, sinking deep into the thick mud. Another machine rushed into the fight, continuing the chain of escape attempts. Do you think they'll make it out of this sticky mess? Take a guess and leave a comment below. Another victim of the mud pits that cling like your ex. This Belarus MTZ-8R92 is no exception. Despite its robust engine pushing 89 horsepower and high torque for heavy hauling and off-road efficiency, this challenge was no easy task. Amazing! After countless methods and support from other tractors, the swamp finally gave in and released the machine. Wrapping up today's journey is a spectacular mud escape achieved with finesse and steely determination. The machine not only overcame the challenge, but declared to nature that nothing can break its spirit.